Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Madden 16 Random Road to Glory. So, as per usual, you guys absolutely smashed the likes in the comments last episode. Loving seeing all the love that the series is getting, and we're getting a good amount of views, likes, comments, everything each episode. So I'm glad you lot are enjoying it. So I'm going to go back to the shout outs this episode, and one filter that came up a lot was the most feared filter. So I'll get the first guy in the most feared. I've got Mr. Daffle on the screen at the moment for that one, but a lot of you guys did comment on it, so thank all of you guys who did that. If I can actually find it, here we go. We'll go to the first guy that pops up, and that is Brandon Marshall. Probably one of the better ones we could have got, actually, because we do need some new receivers. The receivers we've got at the moment just, I don't know, they're just not making the plays that some of the other ones did throughout the series. But anyway, thank you for that, everyone who voted that. There were a lot of you. A lot of people also want, I'm going with the majorities on this one because a few filters were voted up a lot of higher than the other ones. We got Patrick Blackmeyer here who wants 4th of July, so we'll go with the first 4th of July player, and we managed to get Matthews. That's huge for the series. Jordan Matthews there, 99 speed, 6'3", 96 jumping, 97 catch. I mean, he's going to be, we definitely need a receiver, and hopefully he'll be the guy that makes the moves in the series and sort of brings us up to the next level. And the final one, we've got a few people wanting the Super Bowl filters here as well. We've got Angel Beckham here, so we'll go with the Super Bowl. I'll go with the first guy that pops up, and that is Steve Atwater. I mean, that is Mike Mitchell's position at the moment. I mean, we'll get Steve Atwater in, we'll see how he plays. We'll keep Mike Mitchell in the team, obviously. He'll be back up for an episode or two. If Steve Atwater, doesn't pull the weight that Mike Mitchell did, we'll put the big man Mike back in the team. But as for now, we'll get Steve Atwater in. Some very good picks this episode, so thank you guys for that. Now I will jump into the updated team. So guys, this is what the team looks like at the moment. We've got Jordan Matthews as our number one wide receiver. I mean, 99 speed. I'm hoping we can get some good big plays out of him, because him and Michael Vick together should be an absolutely awesome team. We've got Brandon Marshall in the slot. Obviously not the quickest guy, but with 98 catching traffic, 94 release, he should be able to get over the field nice and quick for us, and hopefully make some big plays for us. And then moving on to the defence, we've got Steve Atwater at free safety. We've got arguably the best free safety in the game at backup, so if Steve Atwater doesn't live up to expectation, I mean, to be honest, he should play just as well, if not better, than Mike Mitchell. Looking at the stats, he's better at pretty much everything statistically on his card, but then again, some cards just play better than their stats. But I'm hoping his 6'3" frame will really help us get interceptions, just get knockdowns, get some big, 100 hit power. I'm expecting some forced fumbles to come out of old Steve Atwater here. But anyway, thank you guys for watching as per usual. Let's try and get over 15 likes in the video. Comment down below on the filters you want me to use for next episode. Sorry I didn't get as many videos out over the weekend. I was very busy this weekend, so I actually didn't manage to get any time to record the videos whatsoever. But thank you guys for sticking with me through that. Also, subscribe if you're new, if you enjoy the idea of this series. I'll probably be doing this series until Madden 17 comes out, and I might do something similar during Madden 17. I think you guys really like this style of series, so we'll see where we go then. But anyway, as I said, let's jump into a game. So guys, jumping into the games now. I've actually got highlights from 2 games today, which is why the video is a little bit longer. A few of you said you wouldn't mind the videos being a bit longer, so I thought I'd give you what you asked for and just do a longer video today. And I actually haven't done a commentary for about 4 or 5 days now, so it's feeling pretty weird doing one, to be honest. It's sort of a bit out of practice, so if there are any slip-ups or anything, just bear with me on that, because as I said, I haven't done it for a little while. But playing this guy, hadn't made any good plays in this game up to this point. As you can see, he's just trying to lob it deep, just trying to get the big plays in there. He's got Tony Romo, who is one of the best passers in the game, and he's just trying to make those big plays. As you can see here, Luckily for us, we get an amazing interception there with Sean Smith. So underrated in this team. I don't give him enough credit for what he does. He just locks everything down. I mean, I don't think I've seen him be bossed many times. But you can see Matthews there has perfect position on the play, and for some reason decides to run to the right, give the cornerback position, and he gets an interception on my first play of the game. So we've turned the ball over once, he's turned it over once, and he's making some pretty nice reads going up the field. But this was a game that, it was just a pure defence game. There wasn't much score, and as you can see, we're coming towards the end of the first quarter, and he's still in his half, and no one scored at this point. So there's not a lot of offensive highlights to be shown. It's mainly defensive highlights up to this point. But this guy, you know, he was making a lot of good reads, mixing up the plays a bit, going with a run where he should. As you can see, he hit the gap perfectly there. Managed to get a good yardage gain. But I'm still playing the pass most of the time. I'm seeing two guys in purple zones. Well, they should be. For some reason there, they totally ignored the zones they should have been in. But we're sitting him in purples because he was going across the field a lot. And that tends to counteract that if you sit two guys just in the middle, two guys in purple on either side. But we managed to get force another turnover here. And we're going to go on offense again. Try and get a big play. I mean, we've got Matthews, we've got Jordan Matthews, who's got 99 speed. So I'm going to try and get some good plays with him. As you can see, I throw another pick on only my second possession. And I hadn't played Madden since, I played this game tonight, or these games earlier tonight. For me tonight anyway. For you guys, it'll be sort of midday. And that catch there, absolutely unbelievable. He managed to get that in. But I played these earlier today, and they were the first games I played for a while. But he throws it here. Stephen Atwater coming up big, and he's getting up the field. He's at the 50, at the 40, getting up to the 20. There's no one in sight, and we manage to get a pick six with good old Stevie there. He's coming up big already. He's trying to fill the shoes of the man who has been the hero of the series up to this point, Mr. Mike Mitchell, and getting a pick six is definitely a good way to start it. But it's coming towards the end of the second quarter here, as you can see. We've got both our corners in man, and Grimaldi is good enough to just pick that really easily. And this guy quit at that point, so he didn't score. It was a very low scoring game, but a good game nonetheless. Really enjoyable to play, and a good one to sort of get used to getting back in the flow of playing Madden again. But coming up against this guy, there's a lot more offensive highlights in this game. A lot more high scoring game, and starting it off with a really big hit there, setting the tone of the game. Loving that from, I think it was Luke Kuechly who got the big hit there. And I really wanted to get him involved in the series a bit more. Unfortunately, we got his 93 and not one of his high rated cards. But I mean, he's been involved where he can, but I mean, we got Ray Lewis and Kiko Alonso at middle linebacker at the moment. It's going to be very hard to find someone better than them to upgrade to. But once again, we're going against someone who's trying to get a big play. And unfortunately, this time, he gets it. So, very annoyed at that. I mean, that's where our guys should be making it. And he's not making good reads. You can see that. He made a terrible read. Somehow that was given as a touchdown. But sometimes, you know, you just got to take it. You got to accept that it was given and keep going. And I'm still making terrible reads this game. But as you can see, I brought Jordan Matthews over to this side. I'm going to get someone cut across the field who's going to bring his safety in. That'll leave a one-on-one for Matthews there. And he's making the play for us. I mean, for some reason his cornerbacks are keeping up with him. So I'm thinking of swapping Matthews to the slot. So he'll come up against potentially slower cornerbacks. But it was working at the moment. I mean, he was making some good plays. Didn't play as well as I thought he would. I mean, being a 95 rated, 99 speed guy, you expect him to come up big. But he wasn't. But luckily, we have got Okoye to drag us through, get us the gains where he needs them. And we force this guy to punt. As you can see, he's got Tom Brady, so we know he's going to fake it. Luckily, we've set everyone in good zones. We're lucky there. He didn't make that, to be honest. Pretty lucky that Tom Brady card doesn't have the throwing stats of the higher rated quarterback Tom Brady's. Otherwise, that would have been easily picked. But this is why you get someone like Clinton Portis. Breaks off one tackle, breaks off two, falls forward, and manages to pick up a first down that we definitely didn't deserve. And I'm running fullback dive wherever I can, sort of on this drive, because it was constantly picking up yards, because he's only putting 3 linemen out every play, so there's always a gap. And he was user in the middle linebacker and never hitting that gap. And he assumed, this is another reason I did it, he assumed I was going to fullback dive there, because I was in the same formation for it. I was consistently running it and picking up 5 odd yards. He tried to gamble on it there, gambled up the middle. Luckily for us, we flip it to Portis, we get him for the touchdown, and he is now back on his drive, coming towards the end of the second quarter. We're putting pressure on. He makes a terrible throw, and Calvin makes the pick. He's darting around 2 of the guys. Little bit of lag annoyingly. Shrugs off one guy, and I think if there wasn't lag there, we might have been able to truck that final guy. But unfortunately, there was lag, and I couldn't control what I was doing too well. And this is another reason. Clinton Portis again, just shrugging off people. Someone's on his back trying to put him back. He's not having any of that. And we get in for our 3rd touchdown of the game. And I was running it a lot this game. There aren't going to be many big highlight pass plays because I was running it a lot because I just wasn't making the good reads today, as I'm sure you've noticed by the amount of interceptions I've thrown. But luckily for us, he didn't make a big play there. He went for it again. We managed to force a turnover. And coming into the 3rd quarter, we're just going to try and run it again. Clinton Portis going out wide. Unfortunately, we managed to lose yards on that, which wasn't very good for us. But as you can see, Brandon Marshall should have a clean run through there. We have a few guys open. We have X wide open over the middle, but we're going to risk it to Brandon Marshall. Try and get the new guy involved. And he is coming up big there with his 1st touchdown for the team. I mean, he's really going to come up big in the run blocking game as well. He's one of the best run blockers at wide receiver in this game. But this guy loved throwing on the run stupidly. As you can see, Calvin's getting another pick for us. And I thought if I cut across middle there, I could juke that one guy. But I didn't realise he'd have so many guys up the middle. Probably should have kept going up the line. But I suppose in those situations, you don't. When you get a pick, you don't really think about it. You're so excited about getting a pick. And unfortunately, I turned it back over. So there wasn't much highlights between that. It was just the next set of downs I turned it over. I went with the same read that was not working all day. And Calvin there thinks, I've already got in 2 interceptions. I don't need to do anything more this game. I've done my bit. There's no point me carrying the team anymore. And I'm just going to let him get the catch. And now he's going to run it in with Johnny Manziel, I think he had. But he forces us to punt again. Not feeling too nervous at this point though. I mean, he still needs 2 scores without me getting anything to get back in the game. Get a big hit stick there, making an impact. He has to go for some big plays, as you can see. We're putting him under a lot of pressure with our lineman. And Steve Atwater, living up to Mike Mitchell's record of getting a pick a game. And I just need to see the game out at this point. I mean, the clock's low enough. I can try a few big plays. And unfortunately for us, we get picked off again. But that is the end of the game. So like the video if you've enjoyed it. Comment down below on the filters you want me to use. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video.